Hi guys, it is me, ShazzaHD, and welcome to my first ever watch along on this channel. We are today going to be watching qualifying for the German Grand Prix, which could be the first, wet qualifying session of 2018. So hopefully it is, but it doesn't seem at the moment that it's going to be wet the entire way through, because yes, it was wet in practice 3, and we'll get onto the results of practice 3 in a moment. But it is now starting to dry out, so I don't think it is going to be wet the entire way through. But in the first, in Q1, it should be at least damp. So hopefully we do get, some damp conditions for qualifying. But talking of practice 3, let's go through the results. It was very similar to practice 3 for the French Grand Prix, just no real laps completed and nothing really happened. Charles Leclerc was fastest from Marcus Ericsson, a Sauber 1-2. That is just incredible to say. Sirotkin 3rd, Vettel 4th, Gasly 5th, Hartley 6th, Hülkenberg in 7th, Raikkonen 8th, Stroll 9th, and Grosjean 10th. Grosjean did not complete a lap time. And for the rest, neither did they complete a lap time. You had Magnussen, Verstappen, Alonso, Van Dorn, Ricciardo, Sainz, Bottas, Ocon, Perez, and Lewis Hamilton, all not completing a lap time. And it is rumoured that Lewis Hamilton has some kind of injury, not a similar injury to what Sebastian Vettel had at Silverstone, but he does have an injury. I believe Martin Brundle on Sky F1 said it was some kind of back problem, so I don't think Hamilton is 100% for today's qualifying, but he is going to be taking part. But going into qualifying, what do I think is going to happen? Well, if it stays dry, this is what I think is going to happen. I think Sebastian Vettel will take pole position. I know in practice 2 he finished in 4th, but we have to remember that on a Friday, Ferrari, they sandbag. It's clear to see that they sandbag a lot more compared to a Saturday and a Sunday. So I do think that Ferrari with Vettel, who of course is going to be very motivated, I just think they're favourites for pole, of course, if it is in dry conditions. In second, again, if it's dry, I'm going with Lewis Hamilton. I don't think the Mercedes car is miles off the Ferrari. I don't think it's as quick as the Ferrari, but I definitely think that Hamilton in that car is quick enough to get onto the front row. I don't think he'll be able to get pole because, again, Vettel in that Ferrari I just think is going to be too quick. But I think the Mercedes will have enough in hand to get onto the front row. And then in third place, I am going with Kimi Raikkonen, basically because of the performance of the car. I don't think Kimi this weekend has really been that great, if I'm being honest. And yeah, I just think the performance of the car is going to put him up into third place. Not really anything to do with his own performance, I guess you could say. So yeah, I'm going with Kimi Raikkonen in third. That is my top 3 predictions for qualifying today if it is dry. But if it is wet, and if it does rain during the session, meaning that Q3 turns out to be a wet one, then I am going for someone different on pole position. I don't think you can argue with this person I'm about to select. Max Verstappen. Max in the wet is one of the best drivers on the grid. I don't think anyone can really doubt that. Just look at Brazil in 2016. The Red Bull car in the wet is the best on the grid. That's been proven for many years now. And yeah, if it's wet, I don't see anyone other than Max Verstappen getting on pole position, but I don't think it's going to be wet, sadly, for Max Verstappen. So I think the best he can hope for is 5th place in today's qualifying session. But now, let's get on to the drivers that you need to watch out for in today's qualifying session. If it is wet, I think you need to watch out for Fernando Alonso, because the last time he got pole position was in wet conditions 6 years ago at this very track. If it's wet, I expect him to be right inside that top 10. Is he going to get pole? Let's be honest, he's not, because I think even if he massively outperforms the car, that car is so much slower than the Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes. I don't think he'll be able to get ahead of them even in wet conditions. So he won't be able to get right up there in the timesheets, but I definitely think if it is wet, he can get seriously inside that top 10. But again, it doesn't look like it's going to be wet. So that's sad for him, because I think in the dry, McLaren at best have the third slowest car. So it is not looking good there for McLaren. But in the dry, there's only really one man to watch out for. Charles Leclerc. He, this weekend, has been so fast. In the dry, he was, I think, 9th in practice 1. Might have been 10th. I'm not sure exactly what it was. But in practice 2, he finished in 8th place and was very quick in that Sauber. And this is the thing with Leclerc. Even if it's wet, I think he'll be right up there in the top 10, because I think he's that talented. And he topped practice 3, even though, of course, practice 3 was a very marred session because the rain was quite heavy and no one really wanted to go out there and push, you know, to the absolute maximum. But I think Leclerc, dry or wet, will be right up there. I don't see that really changing, I guess. So yeah, that is the drivers that you should watch out for in today's Grand Prix. And just to give you a picture here of what was going on in practice 3. Now, guys, I want to see what some of you, what do you guys think will happen today in qualifying? What is your top 3? Who do you think will be a surprise? Just go for it. I want to see what some of you guys are saying. Dry, Hamilton, Vettel, Bottas. If Mercedes are a lot better than I think they are, then there's no reason why they can't do that. Dry, Vettel, Hamilton, Verstappen. Wet, Hamilton, Verstappen, Ricciardo. Okay. You are better than the Sky Sports pre-quali. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I'm not exactly, you know, the most professional outfit out there, but let's just say Sky can be very biased towards one person, and of course I'm not, so I understand why you say that. Wet, Verstappen, Hamilton, Vettel. If it is wet, Leclerc I think will be 8th. Okay. Vettel, Hamilton, Kimi in the dry. Verstappen, Hamilton, Raikkonen in the wet. Bottas, Vettel, Lewis. Hamilton, Bottas, Ricciardo in the dry. Wow. In the dry, you don't think a Ferrari's going to be in the top 3. That is some prediction there. Dry, Vettel, Raikkonen, Hamilton. You're going for a Ferrari 1-2. Vettel, Hamilton, and Valtteri or Kimi. I think the top 2 is either going to be Vettel or Hamilton. I don't think Kimi or Valtteri just have enough pace to get right in there. I mean, could very well be wrong, but again, I don't think one of them will be right up there. Dry. Or if it's wet, then I think Grosjean will struggle. Grosjean, no disrespect to him, and, you know, I do like him. I think he'll probably crash out because that's just the way he's been as of late. He's been very accident-prone during the season. I mean, look at qualifying in France, even though it wasn't wet. He got through to Q3. He was definitely going to be, I think, P7. And then he crashed. Even in the dry. So, there's no reason why he couldn't crash in wet conditions. And I don't think the Haas car in wet conditions is a good car. I don't think it is. Ocon was good at Monza last year in the wet. Yes, he was. But also another driver that was good in the wet was Lance Stroll. So maybe he could cause a surprise if it's wet. And I'm trying to think who else was good that day. I think Perez did all right in the Force India, but had to take a penalty. There was a lot of penalties for qualifying at Monza last year, so I can't remember exactly, you know, the drivers who did particularly well in qualifying. But I definitely remember Lance Stroll and Esteban Ocon being the two that were very quick and very surprising, basically. Roman the Crash King, I wish I didn't have to say that. Yeah, he is. He is. Exactly, and their car seems decent. I don't know who you're talking about. I'm gonna guess Haas because I know you're a fan of Kevin Magnussen. Perez went out in Q2, I think, in Monza. Maybe. Again, I can't remember exactly where from was. I think the top five was, what, Hamilton, Verstappen, Ricciardo, Stroll and Ocon. And then obviously Verstappen and Ricciardo took penalties. So, yeah. That's all I can really remember. And I do remember also Ferrari being quite low down. And Bottas as well being low down. No telling dropped Grosjean for Leclerc in Fantasy League. That's an understandable decision because Leclerc, since Baku, has been miles better than Romain Grosjean. And if Leclerc doesn't get into the Ferrari, and it's a decision of whether he goes into the Haas, or if he goes into the Haas, if it's out of him and Grosjean, then I think it's pretty clear Charles Leclerc ahead of Romain Grosjean. So, yeah, Leclerc's just been absolutely fantastic since Baku. Did any team bring upgrades to this Grand Prix? Williams have brought a new front wing, which I think Sorokin said was a step in the right direction. So it's good to see that Williams have finally brought an upgrade, which actually works. So that is good to see that they're actually making progress now. I think McLaren are testing parts for Hungary, but I don't know if they're necessarily putting them on the car for this weekend. They probably should, to help out, sorry, the aero. But I don't know for sure whether they're actually putting that on the car. Just trying to think if anyone else has. I think maybe Force India has put a small one on. I think Ferrari, again, have made some kind of power unit upgrade. That may have happened at Silverstone, though. But I'm not 100% sure. But I do know that Williams and McLaren are the ones that were at least testing new parts during practice yesterday. If Leclerc gets a Ferrari seat in 2019, do you think he will win the title? That's a difficult question, actually, and I think that's one that Ferrari have to consider, because if Vettel is the clear number one in that team, do they want Leclerc coming into that team and winning the title? That's a difficult decision for Ferrari to make. Because if he goes in there and wins the title, then that's not going to be good for Sebastian. That really is not going to be good for him, because then that will be one title apiece in that team, and Vettel's been in the team, what, since 2015, so that's 3 or 4 years, and Leclerc would have won it in his debut year, so that would be very difficult for Sebastian to handle. So I think that's something Ferrari may have to consider when they consider, you know, should we put Charles in the car ahead of Kimi? That, again, difficult decision that Ferrari have to make, but they have to make it very, very soon. Ferrari boss stepping down. Yes, this is one thing I did see, and I also retweeted it on my Twitter account. It looks like Sergio Marchionne is about to step down as the boss of Ferrari, I believe due to an illness. I don't know what the illness is, but I don't really want to speculate what that is, because, you know, that's a private thing. But it does look like he's about to be replaced within a matter of days as the boss of Ferrari. And that is very important, because if Marchionne was adamant in putting Leclerc in the car and he gets replaced, and the person who replaces him wants to keep Kimi, then that is very bad news for Charles Leclerc. So, very important, I think, couple weeks or month, I'd say, coming up for Ferrari in terms of driver decisions and who's going to replace Marchionne as team boss. Hopefully it isn't that serious. I hope that too, and hopefully Sergio Marchionne does get well very soon, because I don't want to see him have to step down as Ferrari boss because of an illness, because I think as boss of Ferrari, he's been fantastic. He's turned that team around and turned it into a winning machine again. So it would be such a shame to see him have to step down because of an illness. So hopefully it's just a short-term thing, and it can, whatever it is, it can be repaired, no pun intended, very quickly. Is Stroll contracted until the end of 2019? I think he is, yes. It might be to the end of 2020. I don't know exactly how long his contract is, but it's definitely until at least the end of next year. Stroll to Force India. I think I covered this yesterday, didn't I? I don't think he will go to Force India, but I would not be surprised if he did. Because as I've said yesterday, Force India do need cash, and he has a lot of cash, and so does his dad. So, again, wouldn't be surprised if Force India picked him up, but I don't see it happening. I don't think Force India are at that point yet in terms of cash, because they're still negotiating this rich energy deal, which could save them before they have to rely on signing Lance Stroll and rely on his cash. How long is Sirotkin's contract? I do think Sirotkin's is till the end of 2019. I think his was a 2-year deal. I may be wrong, of course, but I'm pretty sure it was to the end of 2019. So, strolling through the best teams in F1. Ocon to Renault and Sainz to Toro Rosso. I think I covered Ocon to Renault yesterday as well. I don't see this Ocon to Renault thing happening again, because why would Renault get rid of their 2 current drivers? They've both done well. They're both quick. They both push each other very hard and always close to each other in terms of qualifying speed. So why would they change the lineup? Because it's better the devils you know than the devil you don't. So I don't understand why Renault would sign Ocon. I don't get it. I mean, from Esteban Ocon's point of view, he should be trying to get into that Renault, because Renault are making serious progress and will definitely be closer to winning races in a few years compared to Force India. But from Renault's point of view, I just don't see why they would do that. I just don't get it. Sainz to Toro Rosso as well. I don't think he is going anywhere. I don't think Carlos is going anywhere. I think he will be at Renault next year with Nico Hülkenberg. And as well, if you guys are wondering, I will be doing an F1 2019 driver lineup prediction video during the summer break once we've learned a couple more bits of news. Inevitably, I think by the time we get, say, a week into the summer break, we should know a couple more things about driver lineups for next year. I think Ricciardo signing a new deal with Red Bull, I think that'll be announced next week at the Hungarian Grand Prix. I don't doubt that. And I also wouldn't be surprised if Ferrari announce who's going to be driving alongside Sebastian Vettel. I would not be surprised. So, yeah, it'd probably come out middle of the summer break. And, yeah, we'll see what I predict, obviously based on whatever information comes out between now and that video coming out. If qualifying gets rained out, how is the grid decided for the race? I believe if qualifying here is postponed due to rain, which is not going to be, but if it was, then they would do qualifying on Sunday morning. But if it was rained out then, on Sunday morning, then I think they do it off the results of practice 3. So if qualifying now was rained off and then it was rained off on Sunday morning, then they would go off the results of practice 3, which would be, what, Leclerc on pole, Ericsson second, Sirotkin third, Vettel fourth. You know, that's a crazy grid, but I think that's how they do it. So yeah. I think Raikkonen is going to win tomorrow, mark my words. It would be great if he did. It would be great if he did. I don't think he's ever won at Hockenheim. He should have, because I think in 2005 he was leading and his engine blew up when he was at McLaren. So he should have won a race here by now, but it just hasn't materialised for him, sadly. Bois could win. Ericsson on pole. Sergio Perez to replace Grosjean if Force India has a shake-up. If Leclerc goes straight to Ferrari, and you know, Haas want to replace Romain Grosjean, then I don't see why not, because Perez is a good driver. But I think, I wouldn't be surprised if Danny Kvyat came back into F1 and went to Haas, because, you know, he's a Ferrari driver and I still think is good enough to be in F1. So I wouldn't be surprised if he came back. I don't think Kvyat is as good as Perez, but it's not, you know, a massive gap. They're still close in terms of pace, I feel. Who's your driver of the season so far? My driver of the season so far, I think... Oh, who would it be? It's difficult to say. I'd either say Sebastian Vettel or Charles Leclerc. Because even though Vettel did what he did in France to Bottas and also kind of blew a race win in Baku, I think Vettel this year's been very, very good and hasn't really put a foot wrong except those two errors. So I think Vettel, yeah, I'd say Vettel's probably been the driver of the season so far. And then Charles Leclerc, you know, made mistakes in the first 3 races, but since then has shown great maturity and has come through that and is now a superstar of the future. It's clear to see that. So, yeah, I'd put him up there. I'd also say Bottas, Ricciardo, even though I'd say in the last couple of races he's kind of dropped off in terms of pace. Yeah, there's quite a few drivers I think have had a good year. Nico Hülkenberg has had a good year. Probably his best year, I'd say, Hülkenberg. Some people saying Sainz. I don't think Sainz has been as good as I thought he would be. I thought he would be ahead of Hülkenberg in the championship because, no disrespect to Nico, I think Carlos Sainz is a better driver, but Hülkenberg's proved me wrong. So, well done to him. But I wouldn't say Sainz because I think at times this season Sainz could have done better. Alonso for me. He has done well this season with the machinery he has, but I wouldn't say driver of the season so far. But that's the thing with F1 at the moment, and that's a sad thing with the way F1 is that you can't really tell who really is or really has been driver of the season because the difference between the cars is so much. So it's difficult to really tell if he has been or not. Where will Ricciardo finish in the race as he is starting from the back? If his teammate Max Verstappen and Ferrari and Mercedes get both of their cars to finish, then it'll be 6th. I don't see a Haas beating him, basically because Daniel Ricciardo is in a car that is so much faster than the Haas, and it's sad to say that because I think that's one area of Formula 1 right now which really is grinding my gears, no pun intended, and getting on my nerves is the difference between the top 3 in the midfield. It's so big. It is so big. I mean, around a short lap at Austria, which is, what, just over a minute long, where the field should be closer, in the race in Austria, Grosjean, who finished 4th, was a lap down on Max Verstappen, who was 1st. That is so worrying for me. It's so worrying that F1 has become like that now. And I know in the past we have had that before, but yeah, that's an area of F1 I think that needs to be improved. We have to try and close up the field, not too much to the point where it becomes artificial, but not let it be like this where the gap is just so big and ridiculously big to the point where when a top 3 car comes behind, say a Renault or a Haas, the Renault or the Haas has no chance of defending to the point where the drivers just give up and let the driver through. So I think that is one area of F1 again that needs to be improved because it's not good enough as far as I'm concerned. And qualifying is about to start in 5 minutes. There's just a couple things I need to let you guys know before the watch-along starts. Is one, if you're watching qualifying live, there will be a delay in terms of when I speak compared to when the action is actually happening. There is nothing I can do about this. It's just the way YouTube works. There is always a delay with streams. So again, there's nothing I can do about that, sadly. And also, when it comes to pictures, I'm going to try and pull up as many pictures and also a couple graphics that I can find of what is going on currently during qualifying. So I will try my best to do that. And yeah, I will try and get as many pictures going in the stream as possible. But as I speak, the F1 intro has just played and the qualifying broadcast on FOM has just begun. Also, if I sound a bit weird when I'm trying to describe the action, it's because the TV that I'm watching it on is to my left. So I have to actually look away from the chat and my mic. So I might sound a bit distorted at times, but again, there's nothing I can do about that because this is the way my setup is. But hopefully, I don't know, maybe in the future I can change that so it's better. But yeah, qualifying is about to start, as I'm now going to put an image up for you guys of what is going on at the track. So hold on, let's get rid of that. So that's currently the circuit at the moment. I think they're currently drying the circuit. That's what it looks like to me. Or they're doing some repairs to the circuit. I've not got the sound on my TV, so I don't know if there's repairs going on. But to me, that looks like they're drying the pit straight. So that is currently what is going on at the track. And yeah, qualifying starting in 4 minutes. Enjoy qualifying. Yep, I will. I hope you guys enjoy it as well. It does look like, because of the conditions, the way they are, it does look like it's going to be interesting. Definitely does. So hopefully it is. And as I look at the screen, the temperature has gone up about 3 degrees. The track temperature is at 30 degrees, so the track is drying out a lot. And as I look at the track now, the sun is starting to break out, and yeah, it's dry. It's dry. So forget what I said about Max Verstappen being on pole. Forget what I said. Oh, there's a damp patch there. I think that's the run down to the hairpin. So okay, not everywhere is dry, but I think there's enough of a dry line there for slick tyres. So I think people will be going out on slicks. As looking at the Grand, there's quite a lot of Max Verstappen fans here, which is a bit surprising considering this is, you know, Sebastian Vettel territory. And I just want to make a point on that. I don't know if I was being a bit ambitious, but I was expecting a much bigger crowd for this weekend's Grand Prix because Sebastian Vettel is in a Ferrari. He's challenging for the World Championship. He's leading the World Championship. I was just expecting a much bigger crowd than the one that we've had this weekend. So I don't know if just no one is interested in F1 in Germany really anymore compared to what they used to, but the crowd is a lot less than I thought it was. Did you see that Schumacher Ferrari hat on that guy? Yes, I did. I think as well, I think that's why Germany's interest in F1 has dipped, is because Michael Schumacher and his rise is what got Germany into F1 in the first place. I mean, yes, there was German drivers in F1 before, like I think Wolfgang von Trips, Jochen Mass, I think Stefan Belloff was German as well. You know, they've had German drivers before, but Michael Schumacher captured the imagination of the German public and made Formula One a mainstream sport for German people. But since Schumacher retired for the first time in 2006, it dipped then. And then when he came back, it kind of peaked slightly more. But because Michael was not as good as he once was, it just never has been, in terms of interest in Formula One, like it was, say, late 90s, early 2000s, I'd say was the peak interest in F1 for Germany. So, yeah, that's not great, obviously. I live in Germany. There is little interest now. Again, I'm not surprised. Do you have anyone else who you watch F1 with? No, I always watch F1 on my own. And the reason really I watch I'm doing this watch along, I'm going to be doing it for the race tomorrow, is because I don't really get to watch the race with anyone. So I want to, interact with you guys and watch qualifying, as qualifying has now officially begun. Sergei Sorokin is first out on track on the ultra soft tyres. So, and the sun is coming out, so it is now dry. Charles Leclerc comes out as well. Yeah, we've got Lance Stroll on the track. So just the back markers, we'll say, are coming out onto the track as we speak. So we've got Leclerc, Ericsson, Sorokin, Stroll and Van Dorn currently on circuit. And everyone else is either in the garage or coming out of the pit lane. As it just shows Romain Grosjean there, who it looks like is about to come out onto the track. Hopefully Grosjean does not bottle it this weekend or in this qualifying session, because he has the pace in that car to do really well. And he should do. Here's another picture of some of the fans at the German Grand Prix at Hockenheim. As anyone else on track? Ocon is now out on track. So is Perez. So the two Force Indias are coming out. As, who's this? Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc is now preparing for a lap on the ultra soft tyres. Hopefully, I don't know what that guy's doing. I don't know what that is. If you were watching then, I don't know what that guy with that Ferrari thing was doing. I've never seen that before. But here we go. Here is the first timed lap of qualifying for the German Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc, as he comes down now to turn 2 and gets it all slowed down, just bang on. Going through 3, and now has completed the first sector and is now heading towards the hairpin. At turn 6, let's see if he gets it stopped and see if the grip of the hairpin is poor or not. The inside of the hairpin is damp, so it's a bit trickier than it would be if it was fully dry. Sorokin has set a lap time of a 1:15.7. That's not horrible for your first lap in qualifying, but obviously not too great. Are you watching Sky Sports? Yes, I am. I'm watching Sky Sports F1. Leclerc is 2/10 up on Sergei Sorokin through the middle sector. It's now coming through the stadium section. I love the stadium on this track. It's so good. Wow, the amount of speed he's carrying through there. That's great. Last corner. Looking very nice. And Leclerc goes half a second faster and is now leading on a 1:15.2. As we're seeing a replay of Marcus Ericsson at turn 3, getting about out of shape. That's not what you want to be doing. And running wide onto the exit curb. Oh, that almost went away from him. That was a very scary moment there for Marcus Ericsson. As Fernando Alonso now starts his lap. What can Fernando do in this absolutely diabolical racing car? It's currently Leclerc first, Ericsson second, Sorokin third. Oh no, Esteban Ocon has now gone fastest on a 1:15 flat. Grosjean's now gone fastest on a 13.9. Very fast straight out of the box there from Romain Grosjean. A second faster than Ocon. And I know it's only the first run in qualifying, but very confident in that Haas. Clear to see. As Alonso has some traffic, he's grabbing the slipstream of Stoffel Van Dorn. And has to get past, I think, the Sauber there of Charles Leclerc. As he now... There's a bit of water there on the exit of... I don't know what turn that is. I think that's turn 9. There's a bit of water there, which is not exactly helping the drivers. As Alonso is half a second down in the middle sector compared to Romain Grosjean. That is... Wow. For such a short lap, that is poor. As he now comes through the final corner, pushing for all his might, run to the line, and a 14.6. So miles off, absolutely miles off. And by the way, that lap from Grosjean was good because Magnussen has set a lap time and went half a second slower, but is still, at the moment, in second place. As the Renault of, I believe this is Nico Hülkenberg, is about to go through the second sector time beam. I don't know if this is a timed lap or not. I'm guessing it is because he is pushing very hard. So it's, at the moment, it's Grosjean, Magnussen, Sainz, Perez, Alonso, Ocon, Gasly, Leclerc, Ericsson, Sorokin, and Van Dorn. And Stroll has set a lap time, but it is very, very slow. As Sorokin goes up to 6th. Hülkenberg goes fastest on a 1:13.8. So Hülkenberg fastest from Romain Grosjean. As is Hülkenberg going to do the same thing as he did with Ericsson? That was a very close call. He got onto the wet AstroTurf on the exit of turn 3. That's a very close moment there. Very close moment for him. And as that's all going on, I'm going to try and find a picture for you guys to put up on the screen. Let me just find one. As, who's that? Kimi Räikkönen now going for a lap time. Can't really find a picture at the minute. There's not really many around on Twitter as I'm looking right now. And if you're wondering, guys, this is basically what I do, or what I did before to get my qualifying reviews done. I would just search around on Twitter during qualifying for the sorry, pictures. Kimi is coming through to turn 7, I think this is, or turn 8. He's about to go through the mid-sector of the lap. He should be miles faster than Romain Grosjean. So that won't be... Yep, he's half a second faster in the middle sector. As he now comes through the stadium section. Vettel is also going very fast as well. And here comes Kimi Räikkönen, run to the line. And... Yep, fastest. He is 3/4 of a second faster than Romain Grosjean. He can definitely go faster than that. Vettel now goes fastest, only 300ths, I think, that is ahead of Kimi Räikkönen. So very close there between the two Ferraris. As Bottas is now on a lap, but is 4/10 down in the middle sector. Hamilton has set the fastest first sector on his time run, but has gone slower during the middle sector. Here comes Bottas, last corner. Car looks bang on, basically, and comes to the line. Half a second down. That is not good. As Lewis Hamilton is about to finish his lap. Did a lot better than Bottas. He is 2.5 off Sebastian Vettel. So right now you'd have to say clearly Ferrari have an advantage. They have 1/4 of a second advantage, I'd say, right now, as this is Daniel Ricciardo. I believe he is currently on a lap. Wow, there is a lot of traffic. You got Alonso. Is that Alonso? You got right. Oh, he's going to have to back off here. Yeah, there's so much traffic. You had Renault, Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari, all in the same bit of track. There was no way you could set a competitive lap with that many cars around. As now Ricciardo's going to start again with another lap time. Still can't find any pictures, which is very annoying. There's just a lack of pictures at the moment. But what's there becomes a picture with a decent enough picture of a car, then I will post it. But at the moment, there's nothing. There's no great pictures on Twitter at the moment. As Ricciardo is now on the third. I was going to say second then, because I just remembered there's 3 DRS zones. This is the third DRS straight coming into the hairpin. Looking bang on, braking very well. Exit looks absolutely fine. Good traction. Coming through now to turn 8. All went slightly wide there and just avoided that puddle on the right. And now it's coming up to the middle sector time beams. Kimi Raikkonen goes fastest by 0.04 of a second on a 1:12.7. And now Ricciardo is right into the stadium section. Of course, what Ricciardo does in qualifying does not matter because he has a penalty. So it's pretty much a useless exercise, but at least he's getting some information for himself out there. Sebastian Vettel now goes fastest on a 1:12.5. And Ricciardo goes 7th fastest, a second down behind Hülkenberg and Grosjean. Not very good there. And Max Verstappen comes across the line now and goes up to 4th ahead of Valtteri Bottas. Very good lap there. And only half a second off, or 0.6 off the fastest time. So very good there by Max Verstappen. I don't think there's any delay with the actual quality and your stream. Very good to hear, so thank you for telling me that. That was the one thing I was worrying about the most, was a delay. So if it's not delaying, then that is very, very good. As Sergei Sorokin is about to head out for another lap, as he is in the drop zone. The drop zone right now is Carlos Sainz 16th. That's not good. Brendan Hartley 17th, not really a surprise. And the 2 Williams of Stroll, Sorokin and Stoffel Van Dorn is half a second slower than both Williams at the bottom of the timesheets. He has just been so poor this weekend, I don't get it. He was bottom in practice 1 and practice 2 as well, so he clearly is struggling. There is something with that car this weekend which is just not suiting his driving style. I don't know, but it's just not helping him because he's been so poor this weekend. Still appears to be no pictures. Come on, there needs to be something. I don't know if Verstappen's going for another run. I don't think he is. I think he's just going slowly. Desperately searching for some pictures here for you guys. But at the moment, it just doesn't seem to be a great deal of pictures online for some reason. I'm just searching for some now. Nope. Yeah, there's just not a great deal of pictures online at the moment. Your commentary is better than Sky Sports F1. Thank you very much for that. I'd hope that I'm better than Crofty. I would definitely hope that. Hello to you two, vlogging at Charlie. Hopefully you're enjoying qualifying. As I don't know who that was sparking. As Raikkonen has gone fastest, a 1:12.505. Ferrari just looks so fast. And now got Bottas 3rd, Hamilton 4th. So you've got the 2 Ferraris at the top, very close, and then you've got the 2 Mercedes 3rd and 4th, half a second off. So I think it's clear to see that Ferrari have an advantage as Romain Grosjean sets the fastest, not the fastest first sector, but did go faster in the first sector than Kimi Raikkonen. So very good first sector there from Romain Grosjean as he just exits the hairpin and goes through to turn 8. By the way, Charles Leclerc is in 9th place, if you were wondering. Oh. Is that a picture? Yes, that is. Right, I've found a picture for you guys. I'll post it now. As Grosjean 3/10 down on Kimi Raikkonen in the middle sectors. This is a very good lap from Roman as he now comes through to the final 2 turns. Very tricky section of the track. Charles Leclerc is only 2/10 down on Kimi Raikkonen as Romain Grosjean comes through. 4th place, only 4/10 off Raikkonen. I didn't see what tyres Raikkonen was using. I'm going to assume it was ultra soft, but I don't know for sure, as Charles Leclerc coming with a lot of speed into the last corner. Run to the line. 6th. Half a second off Raikkonen. What a lap that is from Charles Leclerc. And that does also tell us that the track in terms of grip is ramping up a lot, because these cars should not be so close to the Ferrari and the Mercedes cars, or even getting in between them, as Kevin Magnussen comes across the line and is only 6/10 off in 7th place. Lance Stroll goes 15th. Lance Stroll has put himself out of the drop zone. Alonso goes up to 11th. Moving around a lot here. Ericsson goes up to 11th now, so drops Alonso to 12th. Van Dorn goes 17th, still not good enough. Gasly comes through, he's currently 18th. Can he get out of that drop zone? Yes, he can. By 3/10, he's up to 14th. So currently with 2 minutes to go, it is Perez, Stroll, Van Dorn, Carlos Sainz and Brendan Hartley in the drop zone, but that is going to change. I can guarantee you that. Right, let me get this image put up on the screen for you guys. Is that it? Right. You guys go. Let me just adjust the picture. Right. So there you guys go. That is the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas on the soft tyres. So always Lewis Hamilton goes off the track on ultra softs. Right. Yeah, so Perez, Stroll, Van Dorn, Sainz, Hartley in the drop zone at the moment. As Perez now is gearing up for a lap. He's just warming up his tyres, I think, or conserving them at least, so he doesn't absolutely destroy them once he blasts it out the final corner for his final run in Q1. And he does need to have a good run here, because he has not been good in qualifying as of late. I think it was Austria where he qualified, was it 17th? So he does need to have a good qualifying here, because he's getting soundly beaten by his teammate at the moment. Hamilton going wide at turn 1. Oh, that's not great. He got very straddled on the curb and just continued off the track and couldn't really get back on the track. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but Sauber actually looks good this weekend. They do. I mean, where are they? 6th and 11th. They look very good. There's nothing really much else to say, as Carlos Sainz goes almost 2/10 faster than Ocon, who is the driver at risk of getting eliminated. Force India are not looking good here. I didn't think they'd be good, but not this bad. Sainz coming through the hairpin, as I think there's a Williams there that is going slowly for some reason. Oh, Mercedes pulling off the track. Has Hamilton got a problem? I think Lewis Hamilton has a problem here. I haven't got the sound on, so I don't know. If you guys have, I'm assuming you guys have got the sound on, but I think Lewis Hamilton may have some kind of issue, because that was not natural. As Carlos Sainz comes through the last 2 corners. He's currently down in 20th, but that is going to improve as Gasly comes out of the drop zone. Sainz is up to 10th. Who's this coming through now? Lance Stroll cannot get out of the drop zone. Van Dorn, can he? No, Van Dorn is last of all. That is poor by him. Perez coming through now. Can he get out the drop zone? Yes, he does. He goes up to 11th and eliminates his teammate Esteban Ocon. Ocon is out of qualifying. Yes, Hamilton is out of qualifying. Lewis Hamilton is out of qualifying. He has a gearbox problem and is currently pushing his car back to the pit lane. And he's midway through the lap, so I don't think Hamilton is going to take part again, because if your car... Or maybe he can, because I think the rule is that if your car stops on track, you cannot take part in qualifying again, even if you... No, he's given up, I think. I think he's given up here. Lewis Hamilton is out of qualifying. He has a gearbox problem. He's walking on the track. There's cars going past him. What an absolute disaster for Lewis Hamilton. He had to respond to Sebastian Vettel and Ferrari this weekend. And did he? Well, no. Because his car has failed him. Oh, you can just see it on his face. He looks so distraught. He knows that that is a big, big moment in the World Championship. Because at the next race in Hungary, Mercedes are not going to be quick. And Hamilton just looks dejected. And that is it for his qualifying. Lewis Hamilton is out of qualifying. As someone is very happy with that in the chat, I see. Let me just show that message. There you go. But yeah, he is out of qualifying. He finished 5th in Q1, so he will go through to Q2, but obviously won't take part. So he will start. Well, if it's a gearbox problem, then he'll start with Ricciardo at the back, because surely he'll take a 5-place grid penalty. As Hamilton, yeah, just looks very sad. Let me try and get a picture for you guys of what is going on with Lewis Hamilton. That might be why, actually, he went off the track earlier. Maybe his gearbox problem was already affecting him. But I think I'm about to upload a picture for you guys of his car. Not exactly stricken, but in trouble. There you go. Let me just resize it. So this is the moment where Lewis Hamilton knew he had a problem. He's just gone through turn 7. And yeah, this is when he had a problem. As I readjust it again, there you can see. This is the first time Hamilton knew he had a problem. Oh, they're just showing a replay of him bouncing over the curbs at the exit of turn 1. I wonder if that's what caused it. Because a lot of shocks and a lot of vibrations are going to be going through the car. So I wonder if that is what has done it. I wonder if that is a driving error. Maybe. Let me just see again. Oh, it may be. He may have damaged his car on the curb. It was very rough. Yeah, he had. Yeah, that was what caused it, I think, because he did a team radio message after. So, driving error, I think. Don't know for sure, of course, but I think that's a driving error. So now I'll put another picture on the screen. This is him trying his best to push the car back, but I think he knew that it was done. Wow. I did not expect that. Did not expect that. Lewis Hamilton is out of qualifying. That is incredible. As he now is going back to the paddock on a scooter. The last place he wants to be. That is, wow. The reason I'm saying wow a lot is because I just think that right there is a key moment in the World Championship, guys. Because if Vettel wins the race tomorrow, what? The best Hamilton can get with no safety cars is, what? 5th? 4th? So that's, what? 15 points gained for Vettel? That is a key moment right there. That's a very key moment. He slammed the car too hard. Yeah, he did. I think he got a bit happy or trigger happy over those curves on the exit of turn 1. He's sick and his last name is going to stand in. Last name would do the job for him, I'm sure. He just looks very depressed. Not looking at anyone. Looks so miserable. 2016 flashbacks. Kind of. But also kind of a flashback of 2014. Because if you remember then, he had a brake failure in Q1. and was out then. So it's kind of similar to that. And he'll need similar heroics if he wants to get onto the podium tomorrow. Vettel about to pull a hat-trick. Yeah, looks clear to me. What's Vettel done in qualifying so far? He was second, I think, in Q1. I'll try and find the graphic in a minute of the Q1 results so you guys know. But I think he was second just behind Kimi Raikkonen. I hope Vettel crashes out in quali in the race. Is Sirotkin in Q2? No, I don't think he is. I think it was Ocon, Gasly, Stroll, Sirotkin, Van Dorn that was knocked out. He's going to smash his room. I won't blame him. Maybe frustration with himself also, not just the car. Again, showing replays there. Our Sky of him just very sad, dejected. Hello to you two, Ultraman Nexus. Kimi to win Germany. Well, if he continues like this, then I don't know, maybe. I still don't think he will, but as usual, I could be wrong. Sirotkin 15th. Let me just... Sorry if I forgot the results of Q1, but that was a very dramatic moment that happened there. So, okay, so Sirotkin is in. Right. So I think it was, what, Ocon... It was Ocon, Gasly, Stroll, Hartley, Van Dorn. Nope, quali's not finished. That's just Q1. We've still got Q2 and Q3 to go. We'll smash his gold house. Ocon, Gasly, Hartley, Stroll, Van Dorn are out. Yeah, okay. I just assumed that Sirotkin went out because it's Williams. So good job there by Sergei Sirotkin. And once again, showing why he's a good driver. I think he's better than Lance Stroll. You may disagree, but I think he's better than Lance Stroll. Hamilton will retire this year and pay a break clause if he can't win this year. I don't think he will retire. If he was going to, he wouldn't have signed the contract. Because I don't think he's going to sign the contract and then retire. I think that'd be a very... It'd be a... I don't want to swear, but it'd be a dick move to do that. To sign a contract and then 6 months later quit. If he's going to quit, don't sign the contract. Think about it, then do it. Van Dorn almost a second slower than Alonso. He's gone next year. This is the thing with Van Dorn. I like him as a person, and I think early on in the season, he was doing well. But what he's doing at the moment, he is not earning that seat. He is not earning that seat. Rosberg did it. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. I don't really know what to say. Lost his spark from GP2. Oh my god, Sirotkin will start ahead of Ricciardo and Hamilton. Yep, yeah. That is something. As Bottas... Q2 has started, by the way. We're 2 minutes in. Sorry that I didn't mention that, but, you know, Hamilton going out qualifying, that's a dramatic moment. Bottas has done the fastest first and second sector. He's coming up to the penultimate corner, looking good. Last corner, looks fine. Kevin Magnussen currently fastest. Not anymore. Bottas fastest. 3/10 faster. It is Bottas, Magnussen and Grosjean, the only three that have set a lap time. Is this Max Verstappen? Yes, Max Verstappen on the soft compound tyre. Obviously, that's the tyre he wants to start on for the race. Ooh, taking a lot of speed through turn one. Lot of speed through turn one. Closes the DRS, comes through turn two, turn three. 10th down on Valtteri Bottas after the first sector. That's not really a surprise because it's all about high speed, you know, power and aero, and I think Mercedes is better at that. Comes through the hairpin, and yeah, Verstappen is on his way probably to go second. Let me just... I think... Yeah, right, I've got the Q1 classification. I'll just get it up for you guys now so that you guys know what actually happened in Q1. If you're just joining us, by the way, Lewis Hamilton, as you can see on your screen, is out of qualifying. Went out in Q1 with what I believe is a gearbox problem. Marcus Ericsson's in the gravel trap. I don't know where that is. As Verstappen comes across the line. Only 5th behind Magnussen, Grosjean and Leclerc. He's got to go again. That's poor. And Ericsson's gone off into the gravel trap at the, I think, the first corner at the... Well, no, the second corner into the stadium. So Marcus Ericsson off. Let's see this. So he goes through the fast right-hander into the stadium, comes down onto the brakes. Car just won't slow down, spins into the gravel, and he's very lucky he got out of that gravel trap because he looked beached to me, but obviously he wasn't. Right, this is the Q1 classification. Let me just enlarge that. There you go, that's what happened in Q1. So it's Raikkonen, Vettel, Bottas, Grosjean, Hamilton, but he's out, Leclerc, Magnussen, Verstappen, Ricciardo, Sainz, Perez, Hülkenberg, Ericsson, Alonso and Sirotkin all made it through to Q2, except Hamilton, technically. And going out, Ocon, Gasly, Hartley, Stroll, Van Dorn. That is your Q1 classification. Ericsson has left a lot of gravel back on the track, so I think they may have to throw a red flag. Yeah, I'd throw a red flag because of that. That's a lot of gravel. And drivers could easily go onto that and go off. So I would throw the red flag there. Oh yeah, he deposited a lot of gravel back onto the track and more importantly onto the racing line. Ferrari power at this track, how did they gain so much? Basically because they found some magical upgrade which Mercedes, Renault and Honda just can't figure out what it is. It's no longer a surprise if Leclerc... Yeah, I see what you mean. So currently it's Bottas, Raikkonen, Vettel, Magnussen, Grosjean, Leclerc, Verstappen and Alonso. Alonso, though, a set of very slow lap. As Hülkenberg is coming through to complete his first lap in Q2. Comes through. Just gets past the Ferrari there, slowing down to let him through. Hülkenberg through the last corner. The car went a bit wide in the last corner, but comes through now. 6th place ahead of Leclerc, Verstappen and Fernando Alonso. As Verstappen is going for another lap, I believe on the set of tyres he set his first lap on, as Perez goes up to 7th. So currently in the drop zone is Sainz, Ericsson, Hamilton. Hamilton won't be completing a lap. Ricciardo and Sirotkin, but obviously Sainz... Oh, red flag. Red flag, and that is because of the gravel. Right. Not a surprise, let's be honest. If you're watching it and you saw that gravel, I would have threw it immediately because it's clear to see that that's a danger to, as the Sauber mechanics are just grabbing all the stones out of the side of the car and cleaning the car. It's clear to see that that's going to be a hazard because if someone goes onto that, they're going to go off the track and crash. It's almost like putting oil down for drivers compared to what they're used to in terms of the normal grip surface of the track. So that is understandable. So we've got a red flag. That red flag I'd say would be out for 5 minutes because it doesn't seem like anyone is urgently attending to the gravel on the circuit right now. So whilst that's going on, I'll post a picture again of another Mercedes car. That's the only one I can find right now, unfortunately. As the Renault of Nico Hülkenberg is slowly coming back into the pit lane. Here you go. That is Valtteri Bottas. Currently fastest of all, as we now have a red flag. Stadium section is full. Good to see. Really good to see. Yesterday, though, it was embarrassing. If you watched practice yesterday, you'll see it was embarrassingly empty. Come on, where's the marshals clearing that gravel away? Doesn't seem like anyone is attending to it unless they're trying to get a truck out to clear it all away. They probably are, so we're going to be waiting for quite a few minutes. Yesterday was brutally hot. It was, and that pretty much describes the weather where I'm currently at. It's been like that for 6 weeks, making this job very hard. I'm watching live too, but you are announcing things before my TV. I don't know what to say to that. That must mean my connection's very good today or something. I don't know. I have no idea what to say. Maybe, I don't know, Porty TV? Something like that. I don't know. Just try and readjust if you can, but I don't know really what to say about that. I'm in India, so it may take some time for the feed to come here. Oh, okay. Right. So that makes sense. As right now, they're finally going to clear it away with a truck, which is taking 1 million years to get up to the gravel. He's going to sweep it away off the track. Come on. He's driving over some of the gravel. That's not... Thank God we're not watching the truck do the clear away the gravel, because that looked painfully slow. The marshals are... Let me just see... Thing... to clear the gravel. Okay. McLaren sweeping the track. American broadcast is delayed. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing going on right now. Let me just... I think I can get a picture. Yeah, right. I'll get a picture for you guys of why we have a red flag, in case you are wondering what in the hell is going on right now. I'll post a picture right now so you guys know what's going on. There you go. We are currently at a red flag because of that. Make of that what you will. My prediction will be Ferrari, and now marshals are finally sweeping it away after 5 minutes. My prediction will be Ferrari will get the pole. I think as well. I think it's clear to see that. Even though Bottas is fastest at the moment, I think that's just because the Mercedes on the harder compound tyre, and I think the Mercedes of Bottas and the two Ferraris are on the soft tyre. I think it's just Mercedes are better on harder compounds, and it's clear to see that. They've been like that for years now. Who will go out in Q2? Well, we currently have Sainz, Ericsson, Hamilton, Ricciardo and Sirotkin. I don't think... I'm not sure, but I don't think Ricciardo will be going out. Because... well, there's no real point, is there? He's already last, so he can do what he wants. Hamilton obviously is out. So if Ricciardo doesn't go out, then it's between... I'd say Alonso, Sainz, Ericsson and Sirotkin. And... it'll be Alonso, Ericsson and Sirotkin. But obviously, could turn out to be something very different. Yep, Daniel Ricciardo is not taking part because he's currently doing an interview. So Daniel Ricciardo is not taking part in Q2. So it's out of, I think, Alonso, Sainz, Ericsson and Sirotkin. Why is the Tour de France being broadcasted while there's qualifying? If you're into your cycling, then yeah, that is very painful. But I had kind of that situation with the World Cup. With some of the qualifying and races, it is a bit frustrating, but that's just the way it is. Imagine if Ericsson gets into Q3. I really hope he does. I really hope he does, because he's such a, you know, nice, chill guy. He deserves it. You still have Bottas. Yeah, one of the Haas will qualify Red Bull. The Haas are looking good. They are looking good, so maybe, who knows. But I still think Verstappen in that Red Bull is too quick. or leave the Tour de France alone. Still waiting for qualifying. Oh, qualifying will restart in 2 minutes. So 2 minutes, guys, and then qualifying will be back underway. Just to let you guys know, whilst we're waiting, if you do want to join the Just HDF1 community on Discord, the link to that is in the description. If you want to follow me on Twitter, also do that to get updates as to when I'm uploading and when videos are going to be coming out and stuff like that. And also, do not forget to like this video, comment down below if you're recording this once this has gone up as a recorded video, and also subscribe to the channel. As, yeah, 2 minutes until qualifying gets going again. Hey Chazza, can you put live timing? I tried to look for some, but I couldn't be sure that with my setup and everything that it would actually work, so I can't, I'm afraid. What I can do is basically look on Twitter and look for graphics that pop up with the current race order. That's basically all I can do, but I'm still going to be repeating the order, qualifying race order all the time, so as long as you're listening, I'll keep on updating you as to what the order is. I'll try my best to get a graphic on the screen of what the order is, say after the start, you know, what the positions are, but yeah, I just don't have the capability, unfortunately. I tried to look for some timing screens or places of just, it wouldn't comply with my setup. As we've seen with, what queue is it? It is Q2. The current order is Bottas leading, Raikkonen second, Vettel third, Magnussen fourth, Grosjean fifth, Hülkenberg sixth, Perez seventh, Leclerc eighth, Max Verstappen ninth, Fernando Alonso 10th. And if you're just joining us, Lewis Hamilton is out of qualifying with a gearbox problem, I believe. And Daniel Ricciardo is out of qualifying because he's going to start at the back anyway. So there's no point in him taking part anymore. That is what has happened so far. As qualifying is about to get underway again. The green light has gone, but no one is coming back onto the track immediately. Are you going to be doing this during every qualifying session? Because I have been really enjoying this. Yes, this will be every race weekend, guys. I'm going to be doing this for qualifying and the race tomorrow. Every qualifying, every race, every weekend, I will be right here guiding you guys through the action, whether you're watching or not. If you're not watching, then I will try my best to tell you what's going on. And I have to say, I am really enjoying this. I am really enjoying doing this. As it looks like one of the Ferraris, well, Raikkonen's not coming back out on the track. I thought I saw Vettel getting ready to come back onto the track then. I must have been seeing things. Anyway, we have a Sauber on the circuit. I think it's Marcus Ericsson. Is it? Yeah. So the culprit for the red flag is now on the circuit. During the race is going to be crazy. Can Hamilton return? No, he can't because his car stopped out on track. And even if you get it back to the pit lane fixed, if your car stops on track, you're not allowed to rejoin qualifying. Can you put up a graph of the drivers like the other live streams? I will try. I'll try my best to give you guys as much information as possible and pictures. That's basically the aim of what I'm trying to do. Is just give you guys as much visual information. It's nice to technically watch F1 with someone who knows their stuff. Thank you very much for that. It's nice to watch it with you guys as well. There's 85 people watching so far. That is a lot of people. So to the 85 people watching, thank you so much for watching. And again, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Oh, is that spots of rain I see on that radar? Very small. I don't think it is going to rain. As Max Verstappen comes out to the track on ultra softs, so he will not start on softs. He will start on ultra softs. Why no super chat? Basically because you have to have at least 1,000 subs to be able to do Super Chat. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is, unfortunately, on YouTube. As Marcus Ericsson starts his lap, goes through turn 1, looking very good. Comes through turn 2, still looks good. Turn 3, yeah, just about makes it. 3/10 down on Valtteri Bottas. What's your view on quali so far? I won't say it's been great, but it's been a decent session at least so far, I'd say. I mean, we've had some surprises, we've had some big news going on, so it's been good. Ericsson is coming up to turn 8. Coming up to the middle sector beam now. It's comparing him to Bottas, so I don't know if he's actually doing a good lap. He's 8/10 down on Valtteri Bottas. Goes very wide on the entry to the stadium. That looked like a very big crash was coming then. Last 2 corners. Oh, oversteer. Goes wide. Claws it back. Goes a bit wide again. And goes 10th. So he goes ahead of Alonso. Wow, he looked like he was driving a rally car for the last sector. Where are you watching the live action? I am watching it on Sky Sports F1. That is how I am watching the action. As Max Verstappen does the fastest first sector, but that is expected because he's on ultra softs compared to Bottas on the softs. Can you turn on the points? I don't know what you mean by that, so could you clarify, possibly? I am watching on RTL. Good. As Verstappen, 1/10 down on Valtteri Bottas. A lot of Dutch fans in the grandstands. Obviously, it's not far to travel from Holland to Germany, so not a massive surprise, but I didn't think there'd be as many Verstappen fans around. Here he comes. Last corner. And he should go fastest, I think. He doesn't. He goes second. 300ths down on Bottas. He is the fastest first and second sector. So he is through to Q3. So Alonso, Sainz, Sirotkin, Hamilton and Ricciardo are in the bottom, or are currently being knocked out. Hamilton and Ricciardo are already out because Ricciardo will start the back anyway, and because Lewis Hamilton has some kind of reliability issue, as Carlos Sainz on the Ultra Softs is getting ready for his lap. So Alonso, Sainz and Sirotkin are the people that need to get out of qualifying. As Sainz now goes through the final corner. Starts his lap, and hopefully he gets through because it's a good chance to get a car through to Q3 that I don't think was expected to. So hopefully for Carlos Sainz, he does get through. No, Ricciardo is not a part of qualifying anymore because of that penalty he has. As Carlos Sainz has done, well, we can't really compare it to his previous lap because this is his first lap of qualifying. Oh, of qualifying 2, sorry. Alonso has improved on his first sector time from earlier, so Alonso's doing all right. Sainz now coming up to the mid-sector. Good mid-sector. He's only 4/10 down on Bottas. As he now comes into the stadium section, Alonso is just inside the top 10. Sirotkin has gone 10th, by the way. Sergei Sirotkin's 10th. As Carlos Sainz comes through the last corner. Can he get through? He does. Goes up into 8th place. Fernando Alonso is out in 11th place. And Charles Leclerc comes through now. He's currently in 10th and is at risk. Not anymore because he's up to 8th. Ericsson is going to come through now. Well, no, Sergio Perez coming through now. He's in danger. Still in danger because he's 10th. Marcus Ericsson comes through now. 13th. Hülkenberg It currently 7th and stays in 7th. So the drivers knocked out are Fernando Alonso, Sergei Sorokin, Marcus Ericsson, Lewis Hamilton and Daniel Ricciardo. As I now get a picture on the screen for you guys. Here you go. This is a Renault, obviously. Just readjust. There you go. So that is the Renault of... Is that Sainz? Yeah, that is Sainz. So Sainz has got through. Leclerc to Q3 again. Yep, indeed so. The drivers through to Q3 are Bottas, Verstappen, Raikkonen, Vettel, Magnussen and Grosjean. The Haas cars are looking very quick. Hülkenberg, Leclerc, Sainz and Perez. Those are the cars that will be in the top 10 shootout. Leclerc does it again. Indeed he does. And if you don't believe that he should be in a Ferrari, then I don't know what else he has to do. 8th place in a Sauber. 8th place in a Sauber. Just let that sink in. He's in a Sauber and he's qualifying in 8th. And he's doing this for fun. It's not even hard. Leclerc will be a legend in the future. If he continues like this in a Ferrari, then God knows what's going to happen. Super. Yep, indeed. It feels odd not having Hamilton or Ricciardo in Q3. It does. It really does. I'd say for qualifying 3, it's between Vettel, Raikkonen and Bottas for pole position. Are you going to do a watch along for the race tomorrow? Yes, I am. I'm going to be, like today, going live half an hour before the race starts. And then the watch along will end, say as the podium celebrations get going or start. And then about an hour later, I'll do a race reaction stream like we used to do on the old channel. Going through the drivers and how they did and just getting your feedback as to what you thought of the race. So tomorrow is all live streams. And just to let you guys know, after Q3 ends, I will be cutting the stream off because in about 5 hours to 6 hours time, I will be uploading a recorded qualifying review of what is going on currently. And that will be uploaded at 8 PM, 9 PM British summertime or UK time, however you want to say it. I'll get that video uploaded for you guys. And then again, tomorrow is race watch along and race reaction. And then the race review will be done on Monday with another live stream on Monday night, where it'll basically just be a Q&A with me and you guys. As Pierre Gasly conducts an interview. I wish Hamilton was in Q3. In terms of excitement, it would be good if he was in Q3, but, you know, that's just the way it is. Leclerc versus Max, future championship rivalry. It should be. We just need them to both be in similar cars in terms of pace, and then we'll get that. I'm sure we will. I probably won't be here during the race live stream as I would want to fully focus on the TV. No problem if you want to do that. That's up to you. But don't forget to tune into the race reaction about an hour after the race finishes, where we'll just go through everything that's happened in the race. I am Dutch, but Leclerc is seriously good. Yeah, he is. He's very, very talented. Just everything. Very, very good. When you merge Michael Schumacher and Ayrton Senna, you get Leclerc. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Jesus Christ. But he is, of course, very good. Leclerc, maybe he will join Haas team if Kimi had not retired. Yeah, I actually think he should stay at Sauber because Sauber are just getting better and better all the time. So why not stay there? You know? I mean, start of the season, Sauber were 3rd slowest and now they're about 5th, 6th fastest. That's very good progression throughout the year. And we're only halfway through the season. So who knows what they'll be doing once we get to Brazil, Abu Dhabi, you know, that time of the season. In the future, it will be Ocon versus Leclerc versus Verstappen. Don't forget also Sainz, Gasly, maybe Norris or Russell in F2. They may join that. So, yeah. Also, did you get the MM3 game on mobile? I'm assuming you mean Motorsport Manager. I have seen the game before, but I've never played it. And no disrespect if you like it, but I don't have any interest in it. Just looking at the screen right now. There are raindrops around Hockenheim, but I don't think it is going to fall on the circuit. Right, I'll try and find a graphic for you guys to tell you guys what happened. There you go. Right, I've got the results for Q2. If you're wondering, let me just get it into my OBS, which is what I use, by the way, if you're wondering, for streams. It's so easy to use to do this, and it's great to do today. Right, here we go. So the darkened area of the graphic obviously is the drivers that have gone out. So that top 10 that is in lighter graphic, those are the ones through into the top 10. It's raining, Ben. Hallelujah. Oh my god. It is getting a bit darker, the clouds, and there are a couple spots on the lens, but I don't think it's going to rain. I don't think it will. Raining 15 kilometers away. Hopefully that arrives very quickly. You can see the clouds if you're watching. They are very dark and threatening, but I don't know. I don't think it'll have an effect on qualifying because they'll set their first lap times. What happened to Hamilton? If you're wondering, Lewis Hamilton is out of qualifying. He made it into Q2, but is out of qualifying because of what I think is a gearbox issue that he suffered during Q1 by going over the exit curb on turn 1. So he is out of qualifying, and if you're watching it live right now, he's currently walking, I think, to do an interview with all of the media. So yeah, Lewis Hamilton is out of qualifying because of a reliability issue. Which team you support? I don't support a team. My favourite team, and I don't care how people react, my favourite team is Ferrari. I'm not going to lie about that, but I don't directly support any team. I want certain teams and certain drivers to do well, but you know, that's my feelings on it. As Kimi Raikkonen now comes out for Q3. Q3 is underway. Great stream, man. Just subscribed. Thank you very much for that. I'm really enjoying this, and I cannot wait to do this with you guys for tomorrow. And hopefully we get a race tomorrow like we did at Silverstone, because I won't have a throat left in terms of being able to speak if that happens. Pole lap right here. If it does rain, then yes, we are about to see our pole position lap. What I kind of hope, though, if it does rain, I hope it rains midway through the laps so that they have to slow down and then come back and put on the intermediates or the wet tyres or something like that. Why Ricciardo in P15? Because he didn't go out because, yeah, he's going to be starting at the back anyway. Ferrari go go. That cloud looks very ominous. It's still sunny on track, but that's because I think half of the cloud, half of the sky is sunny and half of it is dark cloud. So the rain is coming, but will it come quick enough for there to be an actual interruption and for us to see intermediate tyres? As Kimi Raikkonen is now shaping up for a lap on the ultra soft tyres. Come on, Kimi. Actually producing qualifying for the first time in, what, 2 years or something like that. Here he comes, final corner. Kimi Raikkonen starts his first lap in Q3. Watching from South Africa, great stream, keep going. Thank you very much by Blessed Tube. Thank you for that. Who is your favourite driver? My favourite driver is Max Verstappen. But very quickly, my favourite driver is becoming Charles Leclerc. Raikkonen 15.4, I think it just said there, for first sector time. Everyone do a rain dance to spice up Q3. Vettel has started his lap. Bottas is about to start his lap, and Max Verstappen has just entered the stadium. Let's see what Vettel's first sector time is. Faster than Kimi's. Only just though. I think by half a tenth. Maybe even closer, as Kimi does a 49.7 for the middle sector, but goes quite a bit off the track. Oh, I don't know if he'll be able to keep that lap. That was clearly off the track. I don't know if he gained though, so he may be able to keep it. He now comes through to the penultimate corner. Now the final corner. Kimi Räikkönen runs for the line. What lap time will it be? A 1 minute 11.8. What a lap time that is. But Sebastian Vettel, I think, is going faster. No, he's not. He is 300ths down. Has not got wide at the first part of the stadium section. Oh, this is so close. Bottas only a tenth down. Max Verstappen, I don't quite know what his times are like. But here comes Sebastian Vettel. Home race. First lap in Q3. What can he do? A 1 minute 11.5. What a lap. Sebastian Vettel. As Bottas comes through. Second place for Bottas at 1 minute 11.7. Max Verstappen is coming through next. A new track record by Sebastian Vettel. 1 minute 11.539. Max Verstappen now coming through the last corner. Where will he go? Probably fourth. Yep, 7 tenths, almost 8 tenths down actually. Max Verstappen has no chance of pole position. So there you go. So far, as Sainz goes up to 5th, but all the others have not set a lap. So it's Vettel fastest, Bottas 2nd, Räikkönen 3rd, Verstappen 4th. Grosjean has now gone up to 5th on a 1 minute 12.5. Sainz 6th, Magnussen 7th. Oh no, Magnussen's gone up to 6th now because he's just crossed the line of 1 minute 12.8. What a lap. What a lap by Sebastian Vettel. And if it rains now, then he kind of deserves to get pole because that lap was brilliant. He was 3 tenths faster than his teammate. And even though Kimi made a mistake, great lap by Seb. As he now comes back to the pit lane. Hülkenberg's gone up to 6th, by the way. So it's Grosjean 5th, Hülkenberg 6th. Leclerc has gone up to 8th. So it's Grosjean 5th, Hülkenberg 6th, Magnussen 7th, Leclerc 8th, Sainz 9th, and Perez is 10th, but Perez has not crossed the line for a lap time yet. Oh, that was very energetic. Right, let me try and get a picture for you guys. That was very upbeat. Let me just, this is a picture of Kimi Räikkönen I'm about to post as he started his lap at Hockenheim. As Grosjean, not that far off Verstappen. He's only 2 tenths off Verstappen in the Red Bull. So good lap there by Roman. Hopefully he doesn't bottle it in the second run. If he's going to do one, that is. Here you go. That is Kimi Räikkönen, who is currently in 3rd place. If you're just joining us, it is Sebastian Vettel on pole position at the moment. As we're just seeing a replay of Kimi Räikkönen going wide. Yep, that definitely cost him. So Räikkönen has more lap time left in him yet. It's Vettel fastest, Bottas 2nd, Räikkönen 3rd, Verstappen 4th, Grosjean 5th, Hülkenberg 6th, 7th is Kevin Magnussen, 8th is Leclerc, 9th is Sainz, and 10th is Perez. Perez, though, has not set a lap time as of yet. As Vettel, Bottas and Räikkönen get some new tyres strapped onto their car. And this is just the calm before the storm now, because we are, I think, going to see some impressive lap times coming up in the second run of Q3. What did you guys think then of the first run of Q3 then? I thought that was brilliant. Very quick lap time there by Sebastian Vettel, but I think Kimi Räikkönen could get on the front row. Definitely think he could, as Leclerc is pushed back into his pits. Hamilton, brake issue, hydraulics. Right, okay, so it's a hydraulic issue. I'll, for my qualifying review later, I'll make sure to confirm what the issue is. So, you know, in that recorded review, I let you guys know of that. Leclerc is currently 8th, ahead of Sainz and Perez, but Perez has not set a lap time. as the crowd is just waiting for the cars to return to the track. Ferrari went from party mode to beast mode with that engine. Yep. Let me just show that. Yep. Where am I from? I am from, well, England. I'm not going to specify where I'm from, but it's south of England, and that's why it's very hot where I am, because in the south of England it's been hot for at least 2 months, and it's just never going to end. Vettel could... He's from Earth. That's brilliant. Vettel got even faster. He went pretty wide at corner. I didn't see the entire lap, so we'll see. Running order, please. The running order, again, this is the top 10 because we're currently in Q3, 3 minutes left. It's Vettel first, Bottas second, Raikkonen third, Verstappen fourth, Grosjean fifth, Hülkenberg sixth, Magnussen seventh, Leclerc eighth, Sainz ninth, Perez 10th. And then it is, I can't remember now, Alonso, Sirotkin, Ericsson, Hamilton, Ricciardo were knocked out in Q2. Hamilton had hydraulic, gearbox, whatever kind of issue, had a reliability issue. Ricciardo, of course, starting at the back, so there's no point in him doing a lap. And then Ocon, Gasly, Hartley, Stroll, and Van Dorn went out in Q1. That is the order. But now the cars return to the track. Valtteri Bottas is behind the Haas. He'll have to get past him. Doesn't want to be behind him on a lap. As the first person, who's that passing a Force Injury? I think it's Kimi Raikkonen. So Perez will set a lap time. I wonder if Bottas would be tempted to hit Vettel in the back this time. Please, let's not get into that. Oh God, that was ridiculous, those claims. But if Bottas did hit Vettel tomorrow, then I'm sure it would come right back up again. Why have I heard you a lot but never knew about your channel? Basically because this is my new channel. I did have another channel which has still 5,000 subs, but because of BS copyright issues, I'm now streaming or just uploading on this one and uploading with pictures instead of videos. And I'd say it's going pretty well so far. I'm up to, what, 350 subs at least, so it's going well. And thank you as well, because I think you said GG at the end, so thank you. Bottas already blew his lap. Oh, Bottas, you've got to get a move on here. He's either got to get past or he's got to wait. I think Bottas has ruined his chances here. He's got Haas right in front of him, and he's got 2 corners left before he starts his lap. Bottas had to do that. He's got to wait even longer though. Now Bottas lets it go. And he has a clear enough track at the moment. So here we go. Can Valtteri Bottas snatch pole position off Sebastian Vettel? Comes up to turn 2. Let's see what his first sector time will be. Turn 3. What is his first sector time? He is exactly the same as Vettel. A 15.419 in the first sector. He is equal. Literally equal with Sebastian Vettel. That is brilliant. Hopefully it stays that close till we get to the end of the lap. He just come through the hairpin. Now the car looks just about okay, as he is now coming up to turn 8. And just coming through the last corner. Now Kimi Raikkonen has gone second but went very wide in the last corner, as Bottas is a 10th down on Sebastian Vettel. Perez has gone up to 7th, by the way. What a lap by Perez. Vettel has set a fastest first sector. Bottas is about a 10th down. Not sure Bottas is going to be able to get pole. His car does not look very good, but he's coming through the last corner now. Can he do it? Yes, he does. He's on pole position. Valtteri Bottas takes pole by a 10th. But Vettel's half a second faster. Half a second. And Verstappen's only a 10th down the middle sector as well. This is going to be some lap by Sebastian Vettel. Last corner. What will this be? DRS open. Only 2/10 faster. He was not faster in the third sector, but Sebastian Vettel, pole position. Max Verstappen goes fourth, only 6/10 off, but Sebastian Vettel on pole with a 1 minute 11.212. Bottas second, Raikkonen third. Raikkonen bottled it. He made a mistake at the final corner. Fourth Verstappen, fifth Magnussen, sixth Grosjean, a third row start for Haas, seventh is Hockenheim, eighth is Sainz, a fourth row start for Renault, Leclerc ninth, and then Sergio Perez is in 10th, and that kid is very happy that Sebastian Vettel is on pole, and of course the crowd are going to be, and yes, Toto could not believe that Bottas went fastest, but that excitement was killed very, very quickly by Sebastian Vettel. That is his second pole position at Hockenheim. His first pole position was in 2010. He did not deliver that year. Will he be able to deliver this year? He really should. With that lap, with the pace he has. There you go. Sebastian Vettel, pole position. Raikkonen keeps making these mistakes in quali. Yes, he does. He should have been on the front row with the pace of the car, and if he just did not make those mistakes, he would have been on the front row. He would have been. Classic Toto celebrating too soon. He was very surprised, I think, that Bottas actually went faster. Few nice quali dudes. Yep, that was a good quali. As Sebastian Vettel pulls onto the grid now, waves to the crowd in the stadium section. Well done to him. He thoroughly deserves that. Kimi Raikkonen doesn't really look that happy, but the man of the moment, Sebastian Vettel, pulls into first place and is your pole sitter. Wow, what a qualifying at the end there. That was good. That was seriously, seriously good. And I'll just post a picture on the screen for you guys now of your pole sitter before I end this live stream. Let me just get it for you guys. Here you go. There you go. Sebastian Vettel, pole position for the German Grand Prix in a Ferrari. Reminiscent of the days of Michael Schumacher, of course, a German getting a pole position at Hockenheim in a Ferrari. Great there. His lap was brilliant. He thoroughly deserves it. And I was proven right in terms of he would get pole position. Absolutely fantastic. What a very interesting qualifying session. Lewis Hamilton going out, by the way, if you did not know, he went out because of either hydraulic or gearbox. I don't know for sure. Ricciardo did not participate in Q2 because he's starting from the back anyway. Vettel on pole, Bottas second, and Kimi Raikkonen in third. Just reading the chat before I go. Too bad Hamilton wasn't there. Now we still can't say if the Ferrari was faster than Mercedes. Good point, because Hamilton definitely was better than Bottas at this track, so maybe would have been very close, who knows. But I still think Ferrari have the faster car. Bottas is a very good driver. Yes, he is. Typical Hamilton fanboys. Ferrari is faster than Mercedes. LeMayu. Only because Lewis wasn't there. Read the whole grid. The whole grid. I'll try and find a graphic if I can, but if I can't, then I'll just read it out to you guys. Right, so it's Sebastian Vettel on pole. Second is Bottas. Third, Raikkonen. Fourth, Verstappen. Fifth, Magnussen. Sixth, Grosjean. Seventh is Hülkenberg. Eighth is Sainz. Ninth is Charles Leclerc with Sergio Perez in 10th. That's the top 10. And then Alonso 11th. Sirotkin 12th. Ericsson 13th, Hamilton 14th, Ricciardo 15th, 16th Ocon, 17th Gasly, 18th I think was Hartley or Stroll, I'm not quite sure, but Stroll and Hartley are 18th or 19th, and then Stoffel Van Dorn is last of all. 107 people watching, thank you very much for that, and again, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment after this exciting qualifying session. Ferrari is faster than you. Can you confirm you understood that message? Vettel is no doubt, but Lewis is actually better. Kimi is faster than you. McLaren lol. I see team orders tomorrow. Depends what type of situation presents itself. With these 3 DRS zones, I bet Hamilton will be in Verstappen's rear in less than 20 laps. Well, he should be, because the Mercedes is fast around this track. Sainz is out-qualified, always out-qualified by Hockenheim. Not sure if he's ready for Red Bull. I don't think he's going to Red Bull anyway. You deserve more people watching your live stream. Thank you very much for that. We do have just over 100 people watching live, so that is very good. And hopefully tomorrow's race, it'll be even more. But this has been superb. Absolutely superb. Yep, Ferrari is fastest. Wake up, people. I think it's clear to see Ferrari do have the fastest car now. I think it's clear. With the upgrades they've made, power unit, floor, whatever it is, they are fastest. What time is race tomorrow? The time of the race tomorrow is 2 British summertime, UK time, or if you're in Europe, say in Germany, 3. The Red Bull is super duper happy. Yep, indeed they are. Nice commentary, mate. Thank you very much for that, Ultraman Nexus. I try my best. Hopefully that was good enough for you guys. But I think I'm going to come off now, guys, because I now have to edit the qualifying, the recorded qualifying review now. So yeah, I'm going to go do that now. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been absolutely brilliant. This has gone way better than I thought it would. We've had over 100 people watching at one point. Thank you so much. Again, don't forget to like this video. Comment down below if you're watching this once it's been, uploaded as a recorded video. Don't forget to subscribe. You either click on my channel name or click on the bottom right to subscribe. And also, if you want to join the Chazza HDF1 Discord community, a link to that is in the description down below. If you want to follow me on Twitter, a link to that is also in the description, and also a link to my channel if you want to subscribe for more of this type of content. What a qualifying session we've just had. I will catch you guys between 8 PM and 9 PM tonight with a recorded qualifying review of what has just happened. And don't forget, guys, at 20 to 2 UK time or 1:40 PM, I will be back live once again for the race watch along from 1:40 PM until the race finishes. And then an hour after that, I'll be live again with a race reaction. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Bob. Good job. Thanks for that, mate. And yeah, thank you guys so much. And I will see you all later on for the recorded qualifying review.